Hey guys, and welcome back to another FM22 Transfer Guide with me, Raxel FM, where today we are looking at 3 signings and 3 sales for Inter Milan, a side that have just managed to beat Juventus to the Serie A title, and we are going to try and make sure that we stay on top with this team because they have not been dominant for very many years previous to this title. So with a couple of intelligent signings, a couple of intelligent sales, we can make sure that we do exactly that. If that sounds like a video you guys are excited for, please make sure you do smash the like button on this video. It massively helps me, as well as subscribing to the Raxel FM YouTube channel so you don't miss daily Football Manager content coming your way with this series, as well as Let's Plays here and there. So, for Inter Milan, what does the board want you to do? What do they want you to accomplish this year? They don't want you to win the league again. Well, I mean, they probably wouldn't complain if you won the league again, but they're not expecting it, and I think that that is okay. You know, you're not going to be too upset about that. There's some serious competition in this league. I think that it's nice to have a wee bit of an ease of an expectation there. They want you to reach the first round of the Champions League. They also want you to reach the final of the Italian Cup. So they just kind of want you to have a holistically good season, as well as signing high reputation players from domestic rivals, Italian players, and sign under 19 players for the future. They're all one bar sort of favouredness, so I don't think any of these are really crucial. They do want you to continue being one of the best global reputation clubs in the world, and they also want you to work within the wage budget, which, by the way, is very, very tasty at £17 million. That is a big fee for Football Manager 2022. Happy with that, absolutely. 85% of the transfer revenue you bring in will go back into that balance as well. So it's not a terrible amount. More of it is coming to you than anywhere else. So we're happy with that overall. I think that sets you up pretty well. And this team certainly has a bit of older dead weight that I think can be leaving the club quite easily. So let's go out and let's sell some players. The first player that I'm selling is a man that has quite a wee bit of ability in the footballing world, but is 29 years of age, not getting any better, and certainly not our best central midfield option. Vecino is going to be leaving the club, and that is because he's got a decent amount of money. His contract is expiring at the end of the year, and he's not really been a starter for the last couple of seasons. We can see 8 appearances, 20 appearances, and he's not getting any higher in the pecking order. If we go all the way down to our central midfield options, he is all the way down, very close to the bottom. I would argue that Sensi is better than him because of his 25-year-old stature, and Calhanoglu definitely a better player statistically. If we do actually compare the two of them, we can see that, yeah, oh, actually, no, I judge Vecino a wee bit too much there. He's got a bit about him, but I still think that I'd rather have Calhanoglu on the ball in this game because of the stats he does have as a massive advantage in all of these areas. So, unfortunately, just because we don't need the player and he ends up being one of the lowest options for us in the central midfield, he is an easy one to sell for us. And with a value of £6.4 million, I think we can get a pretty decent fee for him to reinvest for a better central midfielder somewhere else in the club. In this save, he's gone to Tottenham Hotspur, where apparently he's going to be a regular starter. I'll believe it when I see it. And he has managed to be sold for £7 million. Very happy with that fee, as he is worth just a wee bit less than that. So that is very tidy, a decent amount of money to bring into the bank account. Let's go sign some, we'll sign some players later. I'm sorry, getting a bit ahead of myself. We'll go sell another player. The next player that's going to be leaving the club is a youngster that I just don't believe is going to be making it in this team. I'm not even going to try and say that first name, but I'll give the last name a crack. Galidio. I think I said that all right. He's a striker option that is nowhere near the quality that we need to be a rotation option at this point in his career. And if we do compare him to another youngster that we have in the squad in this form of Satriano, I think that's how you say it, we can compare the two of them and see that he is probably the lesser of the two options that we have, unfortunately. At 21 years of age with not a whole lot of potential, it is unfortunate to see this man go and not reach his full potential. I don't think he's worth keeping around the club. I think when there's so much options for the striker position with Dzeko, with Correa, with what's the main guy, Martinez, we know that he's not going to get a lot of game time, so it's definitely time to cash in on the man. In the save, he has gone back to Argentina, and we've only got £625,000 for him, so not a huge fee at all, but every little bit counts. And in this year's Football Manager, it is pretty hard to sell players from time to time. So I'm happy that we got rid of him, happy we got a decent enough fee for him, and I'm happy that I can reinvest that in better players. And the last player that we're selling is a bit of a debatable one, and one I feel a little bit ashamed by, but Demarco is leaving the club at 2.5-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, 23 years of age, left back worth £7.2 million, who came in for just 6.25. He does seem like a clear starting option for us. However, if you take a look at the other options in there, Kolarov and Damian, who are actually both better than him in a lot of different ways, we can see that maybe he's not even going to be a rotation option for us. And the thing about him in comparison to his other central left back options, not central left back, just left back options, is that he's the only one that is worth any kind of money that we can actually sell right now. I tried to get rid of Damian, but unfortunately no one's interested in him, I believe, because he just signed a new contract. So this is the man that by default has to be leaving the football club, as we're so stacked in that left back position for pretty average quality players that we really don't need to keep them all around. And with a potential of only 3-star, I don't think he's ever going to turn into something incredible that he is going to be leaving the club. And a decent fee could be brought in for him, but I am a little sad to see a 23-year-old go. In this save, I have sold him to Napoli. His value has immediately risen, and we've sold him for £7 million. And I'm quietly regretting this decision, but I do think there's a decent option for you to cash in on a youngster like him while you still can, and definitely get some more money back into the account while you have the opportunity in this first season. I just think it's one of the most intelligent moves you can make. However, if you can hold on to him, get him to develop a wee bit more and sell him for a bit more in the future, it's definitely not a bad option. But Demarco, he's been sold for me. Now, with those sales all done, we can see that this is what our best squad would look something like, and it's pretty strong. I think it's seriously a title contender, and you can play with either this formation or a 5 at the back formation. These are just my 2 preferred formations for this team. Personally, you can do whatever you want, of course, but as we go into the squad depth screen, we need to highlight the positions of interest, positions to potentially improve for this team. I think there's some clear gaps, in my opinion. At striker, you've got Martinez, Dzeko, and Perisic, as well as Alexis Sanchez. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Correa doesn't come up on the squad depth screen, and it really annoys me. But he is also an option in that central striker spot. I think he'll do an absolutely great job, so I don't think you need to look to improve that area at all. At left wing, you've got Perisic, Alexis Sanchez, Calhanoglu, and Eriksen. All great options there. Cam, you've got about the same sort of an equation. Calhanoglu, Eriksen. You've also got Barella and Brozovic, who I would say would be definitely more suited to the central midfield area. So that one could be maybe improved upon, especially considering the fact that Eriksen cannot actually play the whole year because of that unfortunate illness he got in the Euros. So your main option will be Calhanoglu, so backup for him would definitely not be a bad option at all. At right wing, I think a bit more of a gap is seen, as Sanchez is the only real option in that position. So I think central attacking midfield and right wing could definitely be improved upon. Central midfield, you've got Brozovic and Barella, who can do a great job as your midfield pairing, as well as Gagliardini. Is that it? Gagliardini. Okay, no, I can't pronounce Italian name, sorry. Vidal, as well as Sensi, who I think will all do a great job for you. So I don't think you need a desperate new central midfielder just yet. Maybe in a couple of years' time, but not for now. At right back, you've got D'Ambrosia. I think I've got that one right. And you've got Damian, as well as Dumfries, who can do a great job there. So I don't think that one is in need for a desperate zhuzh up at the moment. In terms of the centre-back position, Vrij, Skriniar, Bastoni, you're sorted. Even if you want to go to 3 at the back, there's going to be a perfect combo with while also having Ranocchia as another option if you do get an injury. Maybe one more option could be tidy, but not hugely desperate. However, at the left back position, Kolarov, Damian, D'Ambrosio and Dumfries. D'Ambrosio and Dumfries are definitely more suited to the right hand side. Darmian, you could argue, is more suited to the right hand side. Same with Kolarov being a bit older, not actually more suited to the right hand side, just not the best option. I think there is some room for improvement there, and I know I did just sell the youngest player in that option, but I think having a younger player that can come through the ranks and do a really good job at that left back position in the future would be a really good option. And considering the fact that Kolarov is our best option right now, and he is getting quite old, so a new one wouldn't be a bad idea. And I am now all saying this while I realise it. I did kind of sell exactly that player. Yeah, it's not my proudest moment ever, actually. In between the sticks, Handanovic, Correa, and Radu are your options. I think that just having one more goalkeeper in there, well, you don't actually need 4 goalkeepers, but a goalkeeper that's actually got a wee bit of quality about him to come in after Handanovic gets a bit older, because he is 37 years of age, would be really nice to make that switch seamless in your club. So I think a goalkeeper is really crucial to the development of the squad. So I'm really going to quickly go over that, because I rambled on in that wee scenario sentence, and I'm doing it right now. A cam, right wing, as well as a left back and a goalkeeper is what you need for this team, in my opinion. So let's go out into the market and let's buy exactly that. The first player that's come in absolutely locks down that cam and right wing position. It is Marco Asensio, the 25-year-old that still has potential, from Real Madrid. 41 to 45 million pounds worth of value, and he has come in for just 12 million pounds. Could rise to 26 million, but even that would be an absolutely great fee for a man that always gets a lot better in the earlier years of Football Manager. Now potentially not having the same potential he once did, but still a really good option for you, and we can still improve as well. And I think he'll definitely do a great job in that right wing and central attacking midfield position. If you compare him with a player like Alexis Sanchez, who is getting a wee bit older and is currently probably your starting right winger, we can see that there is a bit more that is going in the way of Marcus Asensio. Vision, technical, defending and physical all going his way. Alexis Sanchez still definitely got a wee bit about him, but I think with the potential that Asensio brings to the table, you've got to take that into account, and I think you really should be starting him, especially when he just about has all of the technical stats as an advantage in comparison to Alexis Sanchez. So I think he's a brilliant signing, a really good bargain as well, and a great elite attacking midfielder for the Inter Milan squad. The next player that's coming in is Joshua. It's just Joshua. Okay. It's Joshua Wagner, who's a man that I think we all know about in Football Manager. A really good breakthrough prospect as a left back and a right wing. A left back, right back. How did that take me so many attempts to get there? But I think the thing that's great about this man is that he's already got some stats to be able to get himself into the squad here and there. He's got a really good set of potential in this game, despite the fact that he is only being told that he could reach a 3.5-star current ability. I believe he's going to lock down that centre-back position for the future for you, and he comes in for just £2.5 million. Could eventually rise to 2.8, but that is small change for a man that is going to be a great option for you in that left back and right back position. I think he's got the edge on a couple of the other players in a lot of areas already, so certainly could be a good rotation option for you right now. If not, definitely going to be a man that comes through the ranks in the future. And even if he does end up not quite reaching that full potential, you can always sell him for a profit, because you have brought him in for such a cheap fee. I think he's a no-brainer. I think he's a great signing. And the last player that's coming into the club, a 23-year-old goalkeeper who can step straight in after Handanovic. It is Altay Bayindir. You can tell that I really don't pronounce the names before I record the videos, can't you, boys and girls? He comes in for just £8.5 million, could rise to 18.5, and even that again could be a really good fee for this young man, who is already not a huge way off the ability of Handanovic. Don't get me wrong, he is not as good as Handanovic, but already has more speed, distribution, aerial, and eccentricity. Unfortunately, just needs to improve that shot stopping, mental, and communication a wee bit to get as good as the older man. But with 23 years of age, a little bit of potential on his side, despite the fact that it does say that he has already reached it. I believe he can improve a wee bit more in this game. He can do a really good job as that goalkeeping player for you for at least 2 or 3 seasons after Handanovic retires. And during that time, of course, you can go look for an even better goalkeeper if you want, but he'll be a decent one for a Champions League side. And after all of those transfers, you end up with a squad with the best 11 that looks a little something like this. Personally, I would swap out and have Dumfries in that right back position. I think he does a better job there. I'd love to see Wagner gain some potential game time off the bench throughout the entirety of the season, as he is such a good youngster. And of course, Eriksen not able to play, unfortunately. So maybe getting Correa a bit of game time in that position in the central attacking midfield would be a good option as well. So overall, I think we've improved the squad. We've got a bit more depth to the squad and a bit more talent in the squad by only spending about, I don't know, what was it, like £30 million? I don't know. That's just a rough estimate. Still got a tiny bit of transfer value left in the club, but probably going to be just about done with these transfers. You can certainly get rid of a couple of more players if you do want to bring in some more players, but I'm happy with the business that I've done here, and I hope that you guys are too. If you are, please let me know down in the comment section below, like this video and subscribe to support the channel, as well as letting me know who you want me to do a transfer guide with for next time, and I will see you all later.